In the film Man of Steel, writer David Goyer, producer Christopher Nolan, and director Zack Snyder managed to repeat the same cinematic feat that was accomplished with Batman Begins. In the movie Batman Begins, the filmmakers cherry-picked character and story elements from some of the best Batman stories ever published, and then used these elements to create a complete reimagining of the character's mythos, and yet still stay true to what the character was about. This formula has been repeated to achieve almost the same level of success for Man of Steel. And like Batman Begins, it uses the origin to reintroduce us to this reimagined universe. The end result is that we are given a much more mature and nuanced rendition of the character and the world that surrounds it. The film opens on Krypton with Superman's birth mother committing what we will soon learn is a heresy. She is giving natural birth to a child, a son named Kal-El. As it turns out, Krypton's population is created artificially and not naturally, and an individual's destiny is predetermined by genetic coding. But Kal-El, or should I say Superman's father Jor-El, and his mother Laura believe that a person should decide their own destiny, and so they commit a cultural heresy. Right away we realize that this film's version of Krypton is completely different from any previous film version that we've ever seen. It is a culturally different world from ours with different values and beliefs, and we are given much more plausible reasons for Krypton's impending doom than in any previous film version. Plausible because it is a doom that we could someday bring to our own world if we're not careful. On that same line of thinking, General Zod, the villain from the 70s movie Superman 2, is used again as the villain for this movie. But this time he is given deeper and more sound reasons for opposing Superman beyond just a simple revenge motive. He is bound by genetic coding to protect what is left of the Kryptonian people, even if it means the end of the human race. I thought all the scenes on Krypton were fantastic, and I have heard that a lot of what was used in this film is based on a book entitled The Last Days of Krypton. Russell Crowe I thought was fantastic as Jor-El, and I felt like I could have seen a whole movie with just Krypton. Now, while the film opens on Krypton, it moves in a nonlinear fashion, juxtaposing the last days of Krypton with a young Clark Kent growing up and trying to understand who he is. And all the while, a reporter named Lois Lane is trying to track down a mysterious stranger who seems to come out of nowhere helping others with impossible feats of strength. These stories continue to intersect until Clark realizes his destiny just in time to stop General Zod from destroying the human race. Now, there are so many things in this film that are just done right. The flashbacks to Smallville, the flashbacks to Krypton, Clark's nomadic journey, the impressive cast that shows absolutely no weak links. Most of all, I liked the twist that in this version, Lois figures out that Clark is from another world before he even puts on the cape, or before he even begins working at the planet, which in this movie doesn't happen until the end of the film. But there are a few things about this movie that bother me, and one thing that even disturbs me a bit. For one, the multiple slugfests between Superman and Zod and his few remaining followers are at first impressive and earth-shattering, but they go on and on and on and on, and after a while it gets tiring and even assaultive. To the film's credit, some of these scenes are juxtaposed with scenes of ordinary citizens showing courage and helping each other in the midst of the chaos and carnage. I wish that there had been more scenes like this. It makes us care more about what is going on, and it ties into the central theme of this film that Superman is supposed to serve as an example that we can strive to be better as human beings. Also, all the carnage caused by Zod and Superman's slugfest is staggering. I can't begin to imagine the death toll that was created from all this collateral damage. And I have to wonder, where is Superman's heroism during all of this? If you have read any Superman comics, you know that the first rule of thumb for him when fighting another superpowered being is to take the fight somewhere away from where all the people are. And if you can't do that, then do your best to minimize the damage below and protect the citizens of Metropolis. This aspect of Superman's character forces him to think with more than just his fists, and I kept waiting for him to do this, and yet he didn't. Once again, to be fair, there was a scene during the earlier encounter with Zod's men in the U.S. Army and Superman where he did rescue 2 Army officers. But during the film's final showdown with Zod, I kept wondering, why isn't he taking the fight away from the people? Why aren't the filmmakers showing him doing his best to protect the innocent bystanders from falling rubble and other such things? It's as if the filmmakers were too busy giving a spectacle to show Superman being heroic and caring about the common man. But finally, the one thing that truly bothers me about this film is that at the film's climax, Superman is put in a predicament. he must choose between either killing Zod or letting him kill humans with his heat vision. Superman kills Zod and snaps his neck. Now, Superman, like his darker counterpoint Batman, does not kill. It's always been a central theme to his character. And this is a fundamental change to the character that's been made in this movie. And it's a change that I don't think this film should have made. Superman is supposed to stand for higher ideas, and he always thinks and fights with more than just his fists. Now, one could argue that Superman had no choice, that he was fighting the superpowered equivalent of Osama bin Laden, and Zod had to be killed. But the Superman I have always read would have always have found another way. This film was scripted by David Goyer and produced by Christopher Nolan, who brought us The Dark Knight. In The Dark Knight, Batman has to deal with the Joker as a modern-day terrorist. And Batman still stands behind his code that he does not kill. He doesn't kill the Joker or anyone else in the movie. Because if he does kill him, he becomes no better than the villain he is fighting. For Superman, because he is so much more powerful, I think that having a code against killing is even more important. Because if he can justify one killing, then he can start justifying a whole lot more, and with very little to oppose him. Also, from just a practical writing standpoint and drama standpoint, the fact that Superman will not kill makes it harder for Superman to be able to deal with his antagonists. This makes for more dramatic conflict, and otherwise, without this, any enemy could be vanquished with ease, and we don't have much of a story anymore. Now, does having Superman kill his enemy in this film destroy the film for me? No, it doesn't. I still like the movie, but I don't think that this was the right choice to make. I guess it all depends on how the film series chooses to move forward with this decision. Will there be repercussions for his decision? Will this situation teach Superman that he must adopt a code never to kill again? Or will the film series just choose to conveniently forget that it happened? Like I said at the beginning, Man of Steel is overall a great reimagining of the Superman mythos on film. It is an action film, but it is also textured and nuanced, and shows amazing promise not only for more Superman movies, but also the introduction of a series of a DC Comics film universe, one that could stand up to the current Marvel Comics film universe. I want to see more films, but I do think that for now they have made a mistake changing something that is central to the character's core. This is TJ from TJ Stuff, and tell me what you think.